afternoon, Davil Elementary students. I'm excited to join you back today for our Monday and Tuesday math discussions. And we're going to pick up from where we left off last week, or a couple weeks ago. We were talking about the student math practices, and we had looked at math practices 1, 2, 3, and 8. And so today we're going to kind of dig in with math practices 4 and 5. Now these two go together, and I'm going to tell you why. So math practice 4 is we will model with mathematics. Okay, I can mathematize by applying my math skills to solve a real life scenario that has meaning to me. So if I'm looking at some kind of math problem, I can use some type of model on my paper to draw that out, to think about it, to think about a real life experience that can help me solve it. And that goes with math practice 5. Student math practice 5 says we will use appropriate tools strategically. So we have to know how to use a math tool, when to use a math tool, and we have to ask ourselves, why do we use this math tool, and think, did this tool help me find the answer? So some math tools that you might know about are things like tens frames, or even a ruler, or Unifix cubes, any kind of tool that you can use to help you solve the problem. And so when we use our tool strategically, and we make sure that that particular tool helps us with that particular problem, and then we model that answer, then that's going to help us have the correct solutions to our problem. So we're going to watch two videos, one on student math practice 4 and one on student math practice 5, that kind of shows you how you can solve a problem and using those appropriate tools and then modeling with mathematics.
Math practice 4. Model with mathematics. Students who do well in math know how to show what everyday life problems look like using math. They can model problems using things like number sentences, drawings, diagrams, tables, and graphs to show quantities and solve problems. To use MP4, answer one or more of these questions. Can I use a drawing, diagram, table, or graph to model the problem? Ask yourself, can I write a number sentence to model the problem? How can I make my model better if it doesn't work? Use MP4 to solve a problem. Model. Harry has carrots in his garden. His garden has 2 rows with 4 carrots in each row. How many carrots are in his garden? What number sentence can you write to find out? You might ask yourself, can I use a drawing, diagram, table, or graph to model the problem? Yes, use a drawing of the 4 carrots in 2 rows to help model the carrots in Harry's garden. The model will help with the number sentence. Ask yourself, can I write a number sentence to show and solve the problem? Yes, write the number sentence 4 plus 4 equals 8 to match the drawing and solve the problem. Connect the math practices. MP4 connects well with MP5 about selecting tools to solve problems. In this problem, the tool used to draw the picture and write a number sentence could be paper and pencil. You could also use counters or digital tools to model 2 rows of 4 carrots.
Math practice 5. Use appropriate tools strategically. Students who excel in math know how to pick the right tools to solve math problems. They may pick objects, technology, or even just paper and pencil as the best tool for the problem. To use MP5, answer one or more of these questions. What tool, objects, technology, or paper and pencil can I use to help solve the problem? Could I use a different tool? Why or why not? Use MP5 to solve a problem. Use tools. What are 2 ways you can use the 10 frames to show 9 plus 3? Why do these ways help solve the problem? Ask yourself, what tool, objects, technology, or paper and pencil can I use to help solve the problem? Why? Use 2 color counters as a tool within the 10 frames in 2 different ways. One way would be to show 9 counters in the top 10 frame and 3 counters in the bottom 10 frame. That shows 9 plus 3. A second way would be to use 9 red and 3 yellow counters. Show 9 red counters followed by 1 yellow counter in the top 10 frame. Put the remaining 2 yellow counters in the bottom 10 frame. That shows 9 plus 3 with colors. Ask yourself, could I use a different tool? Why or why not? One answer might be, I could use a pencil to draw the counters, but I would have to erase in between showing each way. So, 2 color counters are a better tool. Connect the math practices. We used MP5 to solve the problem. The counters in 10 frames show models of 9 plus 3. Modeling with mathematics is part of MP4. Tools are often used to make mathematical models.
Okay, students, so I hope you saw how you can use Math Practice 4 and Math Practice 5 in your classroom, and just make sure in those math discussions and when you're solving those math problems that you're always thinking about using these student math practices and making sure that you have answers and you have used the tools that you have and you have shown how you solve those problems. And we will talk again tomorrow about Math Practices 6 and 7. And as we always say, tigers travel to the top.